Welcome back to my channel. Today I filmed a get ready with me, so I'm going to talk your ears off. Not that I don't normally do that anyway, but I'm testing out some new products in theory. There's a lot of new products in here that you either have not seen on my channel before, or new things like this. This is the Master Palette by Mario from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and then I have a new foundation. This is the La Mer Soft Fluid Long Wear Foundation. I have a whole lot of goodies in here. None of these things are brand new to me. A, because this is not the first time I have filmed this video, or B, because I have been enjoying them behind your back. I know you guys are going to want to know if I like this palette or not. I'm going to go ahead and tell you this is my favorite palette from Anastasia to date. And I've gotten some questions as to whether this palette looks like the Modern Renaissance. No, I can see maybe one, maybe two shades in here can kind of be similar, but to me, they're just not the same at all. And I love this palette. It is a must-have if you ask me. It's kind of funny because I was talking to Kel about it and she was like, it's very adult, and it's so true. It really is. Not that younger women, I mean, I'm not old. No, I'm not old, but not that you 16-year-olds out there couldn't wear this, because you totally could, but I do see this as a more mature palette, and I love that. And I also love that we don't have all mattes in here, because I'm kind of tired of seeing the same palette over and over again. So I think this thought outside the box, maybe some typical shades, like typical neutrals, but done a little bit differently. I don't know. I really like this palette, so I'm going to shut up. If you just want to see the tutorial on this eye, I will put that here, because I know some people don't want to see the whole face, yada yada, but my 2 cents is that I love this palette and it is my favorite. Another thing to note is when I was doing the eyeshadow look, I did zoom in. I'm still having like a little bit of back and forth, like it's either really good or it's bad or it's in between. Just bear with me to work out the kinks. It's just, I've got to get used to it, so bear with me, but I did zoom in for you guys. And if you have any questions, just leave them down below, and if not, this is a full face tutorial, so let's jump into it. First things first, I'm going to go in with the Guerlain Allure. I don't know how to say this, but I'm going to take a pump and a half. I find that 2 pumps is a little bit too much and 1 isn't enough. And I'm going to pop this on. I love this because it gives a really nice sticky base, and it's kind of glowy without it being like a fake glow. I don't know, it's strange. My face had freaked out from my surgery, and it's just now starting to like calm down, but I still have like some of the little scars because I gotta stop doing that, but I do it all the time. Now I'm going to go in with MAC Skin Refine Zone, and I'm going to pop this on my pores and then a little bit on my forehead and chin. Now, this is the second time I have filmed this, because the first one, it was completely out of focus, but in that one I actually used this. This is a deluxe size sample of the Professional Matte Rescue. I wanted to see if it worked as well as the Skin Refine Zone. No ma'am. Not at all. I did not like it. And that's more expensive, I do believe, than this, and this one works a million times better. Now, I totally need a new one of these, but that's going to happen as soon as Sephora has their 20% off sale. And this is the Makeup Forever Skin Equalizer and Smoothing. I put it on my pores and then a little bit on each side of my eye, but that's all I use. I want to say this thing I have used for like a year and I'm not out yet. It's crazy. A lot of people have been raving about the It Cosmetics pore filler or smoothing primer, some kind of primer that's supposed to smooth. So I'm going to try that one. I went to Sephora to grab it, but they didn't have it in store yet. So again, I'll probably wait for that 20% off. Okay, this is a new product from La Mer. Now, I have actually been using this for ever since I got my new La Mer The Powder, but they didn't have my color in stock and I wanted to order it from Nordstrom. They didn't have it in store and they didn't have it online until just recently. So I got this a few days ago, but like I said, I've been using the sample. So this is in the shade Linen, and it is the Soft Fluid Long Wear Foundation with SPF 20, and this is supposed to have their Miracle Broth in it, so it's supposed to be good for your skin, and it better be because it's $110. But I can already tell you that I like this foundation, but it is a lightweight foundation, so if you're looking for a lot of coverage, this isn't it. Taking that on my Artiste Oval 7. I'm not even kidding, I have not used my Beauty Blender for my face since I got this brush. I freaking love this thing. Now, I'm not using a whole lot of this foundation. I find that if I layer this up, I think it looks cakey and gross, so I don't like it layered. But one thin layer over the skin, I think is absolutely beautiful. And as long as I use a primer with it, I do get long wear. When I don't wear a primer with it, it does get a little bit shiny, kind of, I think around like the 6 or 7 hour mark. And just like in my T-zone, which is very typical, but it's not horrible, but it's so much better if I use a primer like the L'Or. Like that Guerlain expensive freaking gold primer like that one. Under my eyes, I'm going to use my favorite concealer, and this is from Smashbox, and it is the 24-hour waterproof concealer, and this is in the shade Light. I don't know why, but I really haven't been putting concealer down the center of my face. Probably just because like I haven't been using as light of a concealer. I used to be like, boom, like white. If I could get white, I would. I don't know. I just haven't been doing that. I like a little bit more natural look now. I don't know. We all change. I'll probably go back to it one day. Just for the last few months, this is what I've been liking. Now I'm going to go in with my Soleil Tan de Chanel from Chanel, and I'm going to take this It Cosmetics brush. I have no idea what it is, but I really like it for this. And I kind of work my brush in here. I'm tapping it off. I always do that, like it's not a freaking powder melt. And then I press it onto my skin and then start working it upward and around like I would the same kind of perimeter that I put my bronzer. This is so skin-like and gorgeous. I'm obsessed with it. And then some up here. Then I'll take a little bit on right underneath my lip right here. Nothing new here, definitely grabbing Diffused Light from Hourglass. I have hit pan on this one. I am taking my damp beauty blender and I'm just going to set underneath my eyes. And you can see like my concealer did not crease or move or anything while I was doing my bronzer. I love that. To set the rest of my face, I'm going to use my Mer The Powder. I'm sorry, I'm using the old one. It is my favorite. They do have a new powder out, but I like this one better. So I've got backup, so I'm going to continue to use it. Sisley makes a really great one. I'll be using that actually at the end of all this. But I'm going to set my face with this one. Now this is something that everybody always talks about, so I had to see for myself, and I actually saw it in Nordstrom once and was like, touched it and I was like, no, I see no point in this, but I actually used it and I kind of like it. This is the Filmstar Bronze and Glow from Charlotte Tilbury, and just so in case you were wondering, I was using the Tom Ford bronzer brush to set my face. Now I'm using the MAC 135 and I'm going to sculpt my face. I'm going to do this very lightly because I don't like a super sculpted face anymore because I'm a weirdo. For blush, I'm going to use Evening Beige from Chanel. This was in my favorites, but I have not used this on camera yet, so today's the day, obviously. I love this formula. I love this color. Chanel is amazing. Oh, it smells so good. Now I'm going to use the highlight side with my F42 from Sigma. And I really like this too because it's really soft and subtle. It's not chunky. It's not like, it doesn't accentuate a bunch of texture. It's really nice. Funny because when I put it on my hand at the store, I was like, this is nothing. But on the skin, I just think it's so pretty. Okay, now this is where my Sisley powder comes in, and I always forget to tell you guys the shade because in my head there's only one shade, but there's not. So this is the Sisley Translucent Powder Loose Face Powder with Hibiscus Flower Extract, and I'm in the shade number 1 Irisee. So I will link that down below or leave the name of it. I don't link anything. And I'm going to take my Mer The Powder brush. It's like I'm cheating on it or something. I'm dipping it into Sisley powder, but whatevs. And I'm going to use this to buff. And when I mean buff, I mean it softens the entire look of the makeup when you take a powder like this and go over it. You can kind of see how soft this is compared to this side. I love it. Now, if you don't want something that is kind of shimmery, it's shimmery in really bright lights like this. Like if you get up close, it's going to look a little shimmery, but when I'm walking around, I just look glowy. But unless you want to be glowy, don't get this powder. Gonna add back in my freckle, and yes, there really is a freckle there, guys. There really is. And this is just taupe pencil from MAC. And now I'm gonna set my face using the usual Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. I always wanna say all-nighter, always. Okay, so I'm going to go finish my brows and prime my eyes before we start the eyeshadow tutorial. And I'm going to use Max Blanc Type to set my eyes because there's not a bone colored shadow in the palette I'm going to use. So just FYI, I'll be right back. The first shade I'm going to use is Lula from the Anastasia Mario palette. And I'm using the brush that actually came in the palette. So yeah. Nice little convenience factor there for you. And I'm just using this as a transition shade, and I tapped off the brush before I went in because I didn't want this to be too pigmented. And this brush is really scratchy. Just a note. I switched to my Tom Ford number 13 because this is way softer. I mean, no diss, but that was scratchy. And I'm going to extend right here on this outer edge like I always do, bringing it all the way to this inner corner and just circular motions to make sure that it is nice and blended out. MAC 217, I'm going to grab Paris, tap off the excess, and go directly into the crease with this one. Oh, I love it. And I actually really like to have a shimmery shade in the crease as long as you have a matte, which you don't even have to, but have a matte transition shade. And I picked up too much of the shade, so I'm going to grab that Tom Ford brush again and go around the edges of this before I make it too much. That was really pigmented. On a MAC 242, I'm going to take Marina, and I am going to tap this on here. I thought I said that wrong. I had to look down for a second. I thought it was Maria. So I'm going to pat this and then start swiping back and forth, and I'm pushing it all the way up to the crease, but I'm not surpassing it. So I'm kind of making a line here. But because these shades are so shimmery and buttery, they end up really kind of meshing together really well. If I used this shade with Fix Plus, girl, it would be so pretty. I mean, it's pretty already, but it would be bomb. Again, with that 217, no additional product, and I'm just working this back into the crease again so it meshes those two colors together. Back in with the 217 and Muse, and I'm going to tap this on the outer corner. And I knocked off a lot of the product, so I'm just going to build it because I don't want to get a bunch of fallout. This outer corner right here, just to give it a little bit of depth, and then work it into the crease slightly, just right here. And then I'm keeping a clean blending brush, and I can go around the edges if I get it a little too harsh. For just a little bit more of added intensity, I'm taking Claudia on a 221, and I'm tapping this, tap, 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 and it puts the pigmentation right where I want it before I go in and blend a little bit. So I'm taking it right on the outer corner and then up into the crease, just for a little bit more drama and a little bit more definition. I love that this is like a blue slate shade instead of a black. It is stunning. For the inner corner, I'm actually going to take this. This is Rose Quartz from Becca, and this is a highlighter. It's new and it's beautiful. And I'm going to go back in with the brush from the palette, and I'm going to pop this on the inner corner right here, and a little bit at my brow arch. I like this side of the brush better. It's softer. I would have used this as a highlight today, but I wanted to use that Charlotte Tilbury palette. For the lower lash line, I'm starting off with Lula or Lula, whatever that is, and I'm buffing this underneath with a NARS contour brush. A little bit of Paris right over top of that to add in the shine and shimmer. A little bit of Muse, basically layering the same shades as I did up top. And then Claudia on this very outer corner, meeting up where Claudia is on top of the lid here. Now I'm going to go in with the eye defining pen from Tom Ford, and this is the color in Deeper. I'm just putting this right up against the lash line, not doing anything major. Okay, so I don't know why, but every time I do my liner, it's like my camera unfocuses and it's irritating as hell, but I just took the liner really close to the lash line and then I popped on these lashes. This is the Salon Perfect number 11s, typical. And now I'm gonna do my lips. So this product is not new. This is Velvet Teddy from MAC. I'm gonna put this on, and then the gloss I'm gonna use is new. So there's Velvet Teddy, and now I'm going to put this gloss over top, and this is from Bare Minerals, and this is in the shade Totally. Just Totally. All right, I'm just gonna pop this right on top. All right, pros and cons on this one. The finish is nice, the color is nice, the texture is nice, the taste is horrible. And I know you're not supposed to eat your lipsticks, but it's on your lips, it's gonna happen. It almost has like that taste of a lipstick that has gone bad. I do not like that at all, but it does kind of go away after a little bit, but it's annoying. I'm just gonna throw that out there and tell you. Anywho, that is it for this Get Ready With Me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's anything you guys want to see, just let me know down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!